Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. Facts we dealing with. Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. I been to Guyana, man. I have to go back. The way out the country looking, man, they left me shocked. Who's ever in charge? Them put we on the map. The men them look healthy. The girls them look hot. I went to a meeting. I don't know if chicken curry. Them Guyanese eating, man. The government working. 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 This one's for them haters. For them haters who attacking Guyana. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them the 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 little finger. The government working. 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 Don't mix me with politics. I yes, that guy and his critics. I just want the country fix. Man, I come play some kicks. Can laser bumper fake. We call it a camera trick. And if you rest it to me, I still giving it some licks. The government working. 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 The government. This is for the hater. For the hater. This is for the hater. We're running down Guyana. For the hater. For the hater. Show them little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Government working. The 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 government working. Now don't mix me. Don't mix me. Don't mix me. The government working. I don't do politics. Just get jacket, right? Get jacket. Walking. Walking. They're walking. Them walking. They're walking. Now I said them walking. You don't mix me. I don't do politics. Yo, nobody not selling out. We talking facts. Facts we dealing with. Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. I been to Guyana, man. I have to go back. The way out the country looking, man, they left me shocked. Who's ever in charge? Them
Morning, guys. Welcome to Livewire. GPL has struck. Now I see why some people say GPL. But nevertheless, the show must go on. Guys, let me know if you're seeing and hearing me clearly before I start. And just got a bunch of we just have a bunch of mouth movements and people not hearing me. So good morning to everybody on the live. Just let me know if you're seeing, hearing me clearly before we get started. Sorry for the late start. I didn't put out a notice because I wasn't expecting to have blackout this long. Usually where I am, gosh, I'm back in the sun. See y'all insane there. So usually where I am, it's not, we don't get blackout so long, like about 15 minutes max. So I was expecting it to come back on. Nevertheless, we have Lenox Gasper. Jesus Christ, the sun by woo. Just give me a second, people. See if I find a cool spot. Nevertheless, we have Lenox Gasper on the program today. He's already backstage. He'll be talking to us a little bit about what's happening in relation to Town Week 2024, what's going on with the Linden Town Council, and just happenings around Linden. Yesterday, I would have told y'all that I was attending a statutory, and Morning to everybody on the live. Sorry. Morning to everybody on the live. Blackwood Trauma out, Joan Abidjan, Tosi Ramchedi, Pam Singh, Stephanie Nelson Moore. Hopefully, we don't have this issue on Thursday. Karen De Silva, Ali, Narish Singh, Arjun, Children is online. Anyway, Neil Ramlokan, Omar Sharif, Dial Sukram, Yunus Raghu, beer morning to you. Sherwin Siram, Marisha Sami, our only Vine contestant right now, Jamila Kayum. Morning, everybody. Anyway, so before I bring on the town clerk for the Linden municipality, I wanted to share a few things with you that jumped out at me yesterday. So I was at the statutory meeting at City Hall, and it was being held at the Kitty Market currently, because as you most persons would know, City Hall is under construction. Um, Yet again, the mayor was pursuing this matter in relation to this resort that is going to be built. That is going to be built. Sorry, adjusting still. Right. So um, the mayor was still lamenting about the city engineer not serving a cease and desist on these persons operating or that would be constructing this resort. Now, the city engineer got up and made representation for his department by declaring that he would have done the requisite research, he would have checked the documents at Lands and Survey, he would have um, checked the surveys, all the necessary requirements, and he felt that the serving the order would have been to no end. However, the mayor is contending that the mere fact that the council doesn't have any documentation in relation to this project, the cease order should be served. So Councillor Stephen Jacobs got up out of his seat and asked the mayor if he, through the city engineer, could provide any paperwork, any request, any approval for the construction of the Durban Park facility. This is a facility that was constructed by central government under the APNUFC in the capital city. Something very similar to what is happening with the resort. The only difference is that the resort will actually generate income for the capital city, right? It's whose birthday it is today. Gita Narayan, happy birthday to you. Y'all wish Gita Narayan happy birthday for me, please. Gita L. Narayan, happy birthday. So Councillor Jacobs requested that the mayor, through the city engineer, provide documentation for or an application to the city council for the construction of the Durban Park facility. The mayor then started to stutter, just like the Guyanese hypocrite, stuttering. And then I thought it was disrespectful to speak or to, to respond to a councillor's question in such a manner. One is apples and one is oranges. One is local and one is international. What nonsense is the mayor talking? Mayor Mentor, I'm ashamed of you, sir. The mere fact that the mayor at the very meeting spoke of there must be one thing for the citizens, there must be one law for the citizens, one law for the government, one law for city council, one law for investors. Then when the same exact situation is presented, you're talking about apples and oranges, and one is a local matter and one is an international matter. The hypocrisy of these people, the hypocrisy of these people. Nevertheless, we'll get into that another day. I'd like to invite on Mr. Lenox Gasper, the current town clerk for the Linden municipality. Um, Lennox, morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Cordell. Good morning to your viewers,
Lennox,
those local and far. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? I am hearing you. Are you hearing me?
yeah,
Good
I'm
morning.
hearing you. I'm hearing you
Yes,
now. A little low,
yes.
but I'm hearing you.
All right, so let me see if I
It's a
can
little low, but I guess I'm on the phone. That's
turn this
why.
mic up. All right. So, good morning to everyone, and it's always a pleasure to be here on the program to be able to share facts from fiction, separate the facts from the fiction, and to put the truth out there. So I'm grateful and
Yeah.
thankful for the invite and the opportunity to be here. And to all your listeners, good morning and
So
best
Lennox, before we jump
for
in,
productive day. Mhm.
right. So before we jump in, Lennox, I saw you at Babujan yesterday.
All right, I think we have some technical difficulties, maybe signal issue.
Oh my God. I am Gasper sorry. I
That's
am so
understood.
sorry.
That's understood. It's signal, brother. It
Sorry about that.
happens.
The blackout got too bad. You hearing me again?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Yeah. Folks, again, I'm reminding y'all we have blackout, so we're using the data connection. And it seems like the blackout is affecting the data service providers as well. The signal is, I don't know, I got networks. I know we're going out here.
Hmm.
No, as I was saying to you, Gaspar, could you share your thoughts on what you would have seen at Babujan, the celebration of the life of the founder of the People's Progressive Party and former executive president, Dr. Chetty Jagan? One of the things that jumped out at me was the mix of persons there. I've never been to
Certainly,
Babujan before,
certainly.
and persons would say,
So the host is having some challenges with the blackout and the signal. So we have to be a bit understanding and patient there with that. But as he was mentioning, I certainly did not expect what I saw when I went to that, you know, function at Babujan there with the reflection on the life and work of the late Dr. Chetty Jagan. Indeed, there was a mix of persons. There was Indian, blacks everywhere. There was no separation in terms of who is uh, um, what and higher class or lower class. Everyone was just mingling and mixing. It was more like of a family affair there at Babujan. The experience was totally mind blowing and shocking for me. When you got there on the ground. I'm happy that I went and get the experience also, just like the host for the first time. I see the host is back with us.
right,
The message also that resonate with me was the fact that um, the government indeed has been working
bye
assiduously
bye.
to
Oh my
push
God,
Guyana
embarrassed, a shame.
forward,
Anyway,
right?
so
And
Lennox, let's get into what's
yes,
happening in
go ahead,
Region 10.
go
Um,
ahead.
you sent me some material. I wasn't able.
And so, again, for those of you who are now joining us, let me just, on behalf of the host, apologize for the technical glitches that we're experiencing. He has blackout at his end,
Okay,
and so that's why we're having the difficulty. Go ahead,
Gasper,
Cordell.
Gasper,
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Gasper,
I'm hearing
Gasper.
you. Go ahead. I'm hearing you.
So give me 2 minutes. We just got back electricity. Let me put the Wi-Fi
Ah,
back on and come back into the studio. Just 2 minutes,
Roger
right?
that.
I'm gonna take you off screen. Viewers, just give us two
Roger that.
minutes.
Put we on the map. The men them look healthy. The girls them look hot. I went to a meeting. I don't know if chicken curry. Them Guyanese eating man. The government walking. 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 This one's for them haters. For them haters who attacking Guyana. Guyana, show them your little finger. Little finger, show them your little finger. Little finger, show them the 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 little finger. The government working. 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 Don't mix me with politics. I use the Guyanese critics. I just want the country fix. Man, I come play some kicks. Can leave the bumper fake. We call it a camera trick. And if you rest it to me, I still give it some licks. The government working. 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 The government. This is for the hater. For the hater. This is for the hater. We're running down Guyana. For the hater. For the hater. Show them little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them your little finger. Little finger. Show them the little finger. Government working. The 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 government working. Now don't mix me. Don't mix me. Don't mix me. The government working.
The electricity working. So we back. We back. Right. Again, I apologize. Blackout. Jeez. Let me put on this fan. Sorry, I'll buy sweat in the sun out there ain't easy. Again, sorry. And now we got Lenox. We're gonna bring him back on. You hearing me? I hearing y'all. Let me go. Welcome back, Town Clerk. Again,
Yes.
apologies for I don't like these horrible productions. I don't like them. Just make me look
These
bad.
these things do happen. You
Yeah.
can't run away from it.
Yeah. So, right, Linden. No, I would have heard some voice notes with your a voice note. Don't let me make plural. A voice note with your voice on it. So before we get into Linden Town Week, I wanted to touch on that. No, just give before I, jeez, blackout didn't even let me download it. Jesus. Anyway, Lenox, what is happening for Linden Town? And specifically, when you're finished with that, I'd like you to deal with this voice note because I'm going to put it up shortly. I'm downloading it to put it up. I saw it had set up and something like that sort. So you've been labeled up there already. So tell us what's going on here.
All right. Well, what the situation that we are having basically is where there seems to be a narrative that the mayor wished to paint, right, concerning me as relates to dealing with matters of principle and administrative duties and responsibilities. I'll have you know, if you were to go back, ever since my appointment to this office, it was met with boycotts, it was met with non-recognition, it was met with a number of form of resistance by
Right.
this council. And the reason for all of that basically is because persons have a narrow view of things. And that narrow view of this perception that Gasper is PPP, right? So apparently Gasper is not a Lindener. Gasper wasn't, don't have the interests of Lindener at heart.
Right.
So Gasper was just sent here from Georgetown to and being a PPP to, according to the mayor, to be an obstructionist. Now, it is disappointing and disheartening because election is over. The time for all of this is done. Campaign is done. Now is the time where we need to work. And we
Right.
need to be able to work as hands in glove to be able to move Linden forward. But understanding the beast and the nature of the beast and how they operate, this is what they do best.
Right.
All right? Try to label things. But you know what the Bible says to me? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we went
Mhm.
to the lowest point at the March 6th statutory meeting, where the mayor even lashed out and directly attacked with his words of me being a liar. And he went so low. I was totally surprised, right? But I'm happy for the people who I network with that would
Right.
constantly give me sound reasoning and sound advice. Because Cordell, I will tell you, I got a little temper. I could move from 0 to 1,000,
Mhm.
but but when you are in certain position, you have to understand, one, that you got to respect a man's seat and chair, and
Right.
two, you are not at liberty to go as low as somebody else would choose to. So all the while I'm battling in my head because my qualification is being challenged. Now a man is stating, this chief citizen is stating that I am not qualified to advise the council, and the town clerk is required to be legally qualified. Now, mind you, the town clerk needs high school education or a minimum of 1 degree. Right? I
Mm.
have a master's, and I am
Mm.
being challenged by someone who took almost 8 years to do his first degree. I don't even know if he finished it. And this is the individual that is challenging me. Now, all of that
Right.
I could have come out with and lash out and attack, but I am hearing the voices of the sober people that I have in my pool
Be
of
the big man.
advisors and I listen to. And I am like, okay, don't. There were times when I tried to talk over him because he would have used the chair to muzzle
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so that he can look as the king and the champion. But let me say this. Let's go right back to the genesis. Like I said, they did not accept me. They did not accept the appointment. We had a 2 month standoff. Within that time, no tongue week date was announced. As a matter of fact, what I heard was that the tongue week was expected to be from the 28th to the 4th. It
Uh-huh.
was in December when Dream Team put out its first flyer. I think that thing first surfaced on Magnum page and Roll Tony's page
Mm.
of the All Black being on the 4th. Right now, all this time, mind you, the New Era Entertainment and other persons would have written into the council since June, I think, or July of
Right.
2023, asking for these dates. Because remember now, if it's something every year, people are basically tackling it early so that they get their
So
stuff
this
in.
this is what this here is about.
Yes. And
Okay.
so,
Continue.
yes, that is that, what you have there. And so, with the tussle, the 2 months of, as the council call it, the impasse, where they choose to not recognize me to the point where they meet to protest the commission for their appointment. All right, that came and passed. Well, they have recognized me from the 2nd of January. As a matter of fact, I've even obtained the name from some of the councillors as the 2nd of January town clerk. So,
That's my birthday. If you do 2nd of January, Tom Clark.
yeah,
Good
right.
Tom Clark. That's my birthday.
So we are now about to move forward. Within
Right.
this time, they are still trying other avenues to see if they can stall or stagger the process. Now, when you
Right.
consider all of this, I want the Linden people to hear and understand and ask themselves who really are the obstructionists, who really is the liar or are the liars. Now, when Dream Team made their announcement in December and
Mm-hmm.
asked for their date, the mayor was out of the country. The mayor was overseas. And the
Mm-hmm.
Dream Team people organized this stuff overseas, mind you. I ain't laying no blame. I just putting the facts out there. The mayor was overseas. We had I think it was Chow Pao that put out that logo that we have, right? Now, we
Right.
normally have a logo competition. The mayor was over there also. Now, these people had their dates that were set. No committee was established. The same thing with New Era would have asked, but after New Era wrote in and they did not get a response, and then they saw the Dream Team stuff went out, they also put out um, an advertisement. Now, these are promoters. I do not attack promoters. I deal with the
Right.
principle of things. So when the deputy mayor, he posted on his page that the tongue with the logo and the dates as being announced, and the date is from the 26th to the 6th, right? um, I pulled that down and I put not approved because this is a person that the council and the public, as a matter of fact, would recognize as representing the council. And the
Right.
council, mind you, is a combination of policymakers and administrators. They constantly get carried away with it. They believe that council is councilors, but council is a combination of policymakers and administrators. And so you cannot individually or isolatedly you make whatever decision, right? Or you
Right.
decide, right? Administration need to be involved in it. However, we went. I put that down. The next thing I did was something else they had posted up. I pulled that and I put that down because they kept going without the administration approval. Oh, when they set out the launch, right? When we officially decided to sit down and to have this thing, I think it was in January, February, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is when we had an extraordinary meeting or set up an extraordinary meeting so that we can have the committee together, all right, and move this whole thing forward. Within which time the promoter in it, that you have of that image there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, that's the wrong person in the photo. It's the junior or the major
Oh,
junior. Yes, but you know
so
that's
the
how
CD
people
should
are.
sue them. The
Yes,
CD
that's how
should
they
sue them.
are, right? And so the promoter came and the promoter was like, okay, they're not sure what is going on, the back and forth. There was no committee formed, there was no date put forward, anything at all. And they would have put forward a week of activity prior. Now,
Right.
anything outside of Tongue Week, Cordell, is not charged the same as Tongue Week. Now, I can
Okay.
charge you in Tongue Week. You might bring in an international artist or whatever for a function at one of the court, and the Tongue Week committee would charge you 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That same artist could come in February, let's say for the February 14th,
Right.
Valentine's Day, and you will find that same artist or you, the promoter, will pay 75,000 for something that during Tongue Week would cost 1.5.
Wow.
And so that's the difference in the price that you see there. I give the people regular price, but from the 20th to the 27th, they were also told that whenever, if ever Tongue Week is announced and date clash, Tongue Week takes precedence. And so they would need to come in and renegotiate, of which the promoters agree. The idea generally for them is that we know people coming in around this time, but the council can't seem to get their act together, and we're ensuring that there is something for the people when they come home. You understand? And
Yeah.
mind you, look at the list of things or persons on that list, right? Even those people weren't sure if they would get a tongue week. The big man, Big People Party, which Gordon Mosley leaders hold, is on that list. But you know, we tend to swing the narrative to
Right.
suit a certain people, because it's everything for coming out of Linden. Linden is so unique. That's why some people say Linden is a country by itself. Some say Linden is not a real place. Everything is PPP and PNC. Why it must come to that?
Right.
You understand?
No,
Why then
no.
now you're trying to spite everybody on that list, but you're spiting Gordon mostly, because you want Gordon to use his good office and his popularity to be able to propel your narrative and to help
Yeah.
you. But Gordon was there. That is on the list there. Look at the list. You can see the Big People Party is there. But the mayor was used his office to lash out at KD Sayers and lash out at everybody else. And they work their magic to shut these people out. And so again, bringing that calculation, it was for the various events calculated for the use of the council's park or public spaces, and a security deposit for cleanup.
Right.
The system is, we have some spaces that will be 30,000, we have some spaces that will be 50,000, and the general cleanup cost is 25,000. That's a security to ensure that they clean up. 3/4 of the time, the promoters just go away and left it, because when
Yeah.
they look at the mess, the 25,000 is joke. So any which way, the council got to clean it. So
Right.
you give
Right.
them
Right.
just that.
Yeah.
And so, because of the different activities, that is how we come up to 345,000. It would be unfair for me to even consider outside of Tongue Week to give those people anything more than that, because it is not allowed, it is not permitted.
Right.
But people don't care, or they don't want to discuss the facts to the people. They want to spin the narrative. And this way you see the lies coming out. That is how you see in the liar. You understand? But they believe that people may be sleeping, or people not smart enough to reason these things out. And so we move on from that. They come, mind you, when we did meet for the first time, they were made aware of that decision. At the level of the council, the town clerk makes decision in between, or gives permission in between council. Take this for example, Cordell. If you ask me for a barbecue, or you write in, not me, let me correct that, the council, for permission to host a barbecue, and all like today, 10 o'clock, we're supposed to have social meeting, social committee meeting. That has to come to the social committee, right?
Mm.
But you didn't catch the meeting today. But this barbecue is, let's say, on the 20th or the 25th. But you want to you send in your letter tomorrow or Friday. At this desk, that's a barbecue. I can give you that permission. And of course, if that is of significance, I bring it to the attention of the council. If not, it don't even need to come to the attention of the council. I have to do what I have to do as an administrator here. And so that letter now will go as council would have given you the permission. All
Right.
right? For your barbecue. In the case of this week of activity, after they would have established their dates, I simply state to them, as well as I call the promoter again, and I state to them that a week of activity was given out. The mayor, the chief citizen, was, I'm glad that you brought this to our attention. And the politics start from there. Who brought it to their attention? The town clerk. Was there anything sinister, or it was hiding in some back thing? The
Right.
money at an extraordinary meeting was shown to the mayor and councillors as being part of the general account, not tongue week account, because you can't go into the tongue week account without a tongue week committee being in place. It wasn't in place. So it was part of a general account because it's outside of tongue week.
Right.
All of this was made clear to them. Yet, these people deceptively, cunningly, and craft and skillfully tried to change the narrative. Gasper tried to attack the tongue week, not Gasper, the tongue clerk. And he wanted to give the tongue week to his PPP cronies. When is tongue week? Tongue Week was announced by them from the 26th with their illegal, what you call it, the launch. Mind you, it wasn't done with administration involved, but we let it go, right? It's their thing, it's a launch, fine. So that was that was when they announced the date, and
Mhm.
so this attention came before them, and that's when they have the problem, because they're out to, maybe it's politics. They want the PPP look bad. They want this businessman, this particular businessman that is up here. They have a problem with, and this is the same businessman, mind you, his organization that would have turned this thing from Tongue Day into Tongue Week,
Yeah, but
and to
Gasper,
this. Go ahead.
but let me just jump in here because I wish you could see how my skin growing. I'm getting vexed. So the businessman is a Lindener,
Exactly.
born and bred.
Exactly.
The
Right.
town clerk is a Lindener,
All right.
born and
You're going
bred.
good.
So
You're going
how
good.
is it possible for these two Lindeners trying to derail? And before I continue, you just added that the businessman organization helped to expand this event from a 1 day into a 1 week event.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? Bringing income to that community.
Mm-hmm.
Sharma Solomon or any of his counselors on his side, have they promoted any event of that magnitude in that region?
Nothing. None of the sort. As a matter of fact, Sharma Solomon's legacy in Linden is the bridge blocking, the tongue shut down.
He
That's
didn't
his
cut down them
legacy.
pine trees by
You
Wutuka there.
understand? What pine tree by with where? What? Three people die as a result of that. That's
Hmm.
his legacy. Vanessa Kisoon, her legacy is protest. What has she done for the years she's been in parliament? We have Figueroa now in parliament. We have Devanceers in parliament, and they're trying and doing their best to be able to put policies, put things forward for Linden. What did she do in her tenure?
Yeah.
Right? To the point where Granger himself blocked both of them out and shut them up. But now they find a face and they
Yeah.
find somebody to target. So the town clerk is the target, Gasper is the target. And we
Right.
seemingly not going anywhere because they come with this mindset. I am not here to look at defending a political party. I am here and I came back here, Cordell, to make sure I can continue the work in defending the Linden people,
Yeah.
in looking out for Lindeners. You understand? The position was made available. I applied, and I did so because of my care for Linden. Because I knew to having the two of them, let me tell you something. In the 2018 situation, and I
Hmm.
want people to take their mind back. In the 2018 struggle that we had, when the 1 mile school burned down, I said it because I was there and I have the video. I have the video from the bridge right over at West Watuka side,
Hmm.
where Mr. Solomon, being the chairman then at the time, called people together to talk about how the PPP burned down the school, the 1 mile school, and that they will build it back. He said that with his words. Now, no individual don't build back school. The Ministry of Education built school back,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And it was the Ministry of Education that built it back. However, that's not the crust of what I'm telling you. They decided to ask for citizens to participate in terms of the build back, for persons to make contributions of cement, steel, stone, blocks, money, whatever. And persons started making their contributions. I was there with
Hmm.
the camera. I videoed that. Ask them to tell you what happened to those monies, because they didn't build no school back. Both of them went to New York and they lobbied for monies also. Well, people give them monies, the people from the diaspora. Let us tell the people with the money there, what did they do with it?
Right.
What did you do with the money? That's the same thing they want to do with the tongue week. They are the one that wants to gangster the tongue week. You know why? There was no um, order set out in the selection. There is no criteria, written to administration here that I could pick up and say, these were the criteria for the selection. What they did was a flam. They said to call all the people that would have expressed interest. I said, after they formed the committee, I said, y'all go ahead and do your calling. As a matter of fact, get your coordinator and the chairman of the social committee, which is Vanessa Kisoon, go ahead and call. You know what they did? They called some people and did not call others. They didn't even call these same guys. And I came in the morning, and for some reason, I told my secretary, I said, call everyone. Just go and call her. She said, man, but the chair of the committee, I think they call everybody. I say you hear her saying, call everybody. Even if they said they get called before, tell them you were conforming that this afternoon is the meeting, let them come. And then is when we realized that a lot of people that didn't call, they wanted to, they like talk about friends, family, and favorite. That's exactly what they do. Remember I said, the Bible said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And that is what they think in their hearts. And that is what they are. They simply put out just what they are in their actions. I am not saying the mayor is a liar. The mayor's action is proving that he is a liar. I am not saying that they are gangstering or trying to hijack the tongue week. Their actions is what is doing that. Even at this point, where we have come to set up the contract there, they already get the select and put the people, they still choose to call who they feel. Half of the people in finish signing the expression of interest and come into the
let me stop you here, guys.
council.
So I'm trying to wrap my mind around this situation. So the council cannot get anything done without you. You are the admin person. The council cannot fire you because the council did not hire you. Local government did. So given the fact that this is the facts.
That would be the commission. I just gave you the local government commission.
Local government
Go
commission.
ahead.
Sorry, not the ministry, local government commission. So why is it? Because, okay, it's a situation where I realize I don't have a say. I have to work with this guy. Why we can't put aside our political affiliations and work for the betterment of Linden?
Let me tell you something, Courdel. There was one time, because again, the mayor has never formally accepted me as town clerk. He has never really engaged me that way neither. After the 2 months impasse and the letter came, I think it's like 2 weeks or so after, when we actually briefed in his office. And of all the times from then to now, must see but 3 times if so much. There was one time where the mayor caught me with my guards down. When I entered his office, I went well prepared because I said, you know, this guy gonna wrong talk. And I'm a person, the harder you push at me, I gonna push back. If you come at me hard, I gonna come at you hard too. Right? And when I walked in the office, the mayor threw his pen down and he leaned back and said, this was, I think it was after I would have walked out of one of the statutory meetings, or an extraordinary meeting, a meeting I walked out of. Right? And he was like, you know, I'm paraphrasing here. I can't say for quote exactly, but in other words, it's like, man, we need to sort this thing out. We got to work together. Let's get this committee in place. And he rocked back in the chair. I was like, seriously? You know, we gonna work together, you know? And I calm down. Like, I bring everything down. Like, this we can. Yeah,
for you to relax.
And I relax. I tell you the truth. I bring everything down, all the tension, everything came down in that meeting. And I want Lindeners to hear me. That is to show where my heart is when it comes to this town and the staff of this municipality. Anyhow, we had the conversation. He said, man, we know we have to select persons from the community to be a part of this committee, because I said you cannot have the social committee, which your motion was moved for. It cannot happen. We have to make sure that this is how it is done, blah, 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 blah. He said, all right, he agrees. We go in now, good. We got a meeting now. I think it was half an hour or a couple minutes after. We got a meeting going to start. Brother, when we reach in this meeting, this man swing 90 degree in the opposite direction. I am like, what? The man start off with the political views. They start off with the same political. And I was like, this is contrary to what I just witnessed in the office. Contrary to what? And I'm totally flabbergasted, baffled, and amazed at what I'm witnessing. And where this man is not even wanting to recognize me. And the venom and everything. And I'm like, oh my God. And I realize, this is the character and nature of a deceptive person. And from then, we have never had no other engagement. But again, let me say, Courdel, before I pause and allow you to talk or ask questions, my heart still remains open for the mayor when he realizes and recognizes that his tenure as mayor, because I want you to know the mayor is yearly, the council is 3 years. His tenure as mayor, whether it's going to be for this year or for the 3 years, you understand? It could end up being bearing nothing because of this kind of a behavior. We don't need this in Linden.
Right.
Linden need to move forward. And I dare say that I don't take political directives when it comes to certain things, on certain issues. I take a principal position on it. And that is one of the reasons why Apnu couldn't take me when I was in the belly of the beast. That is why they could not take Lenox Gasper when I was in the belly of the beast. I have no shame with that. I was part of them. Sharma Solomon knows when he was chairman, I sent him a missive from my Yahoo email. I still have it in my Yahoo email. And my one line in that missive, after congratulating him as being appointed as chairman, and if he remembers, because I know he's listening to this broadcast, if he remembers, I said, a man's worth is determined by his ability to keep his words. And I knew him. I knew when he served on the football, the regional football federation thing, right? His problem was keeping his word. And so I made sure I put that, keep your word. A man's worth is determined by his ability to keep his word. That was a line in that missive that I sent him. And that is what I've always strived to do. You understand? As a Christian, that is what I've always strived to do. I am not Christ. I'm striving to be like Christ. But I strive to keep my word because you know what? The scripture says God honor his word above his name. And so if I make a commitment, I try to keep to it. If the mayor open his eyes and realize, I am not your enemy, Mr. Solomon. I'm a citizen of Linden. And if you could have belittled me and disrespect me at a statutory meeting and believe that you would have won something, you are wrong. You will belittle yourself and the chair because you're supposed to be the chief citizen talking to another citizen, a resident of this
something,
municipality.
I want to. So at the RDC level, the chairman is like the mayor and the RO is like the town clerk, right? Similar. Good. So let me give you an instance that I know of personally. So during the 2015-2020 period in Essequibo, there was a chairman, I can't remember his name, but he was the chairman was PVP and the RO was PNC, a guy by the name of Hopkinson. And because these two were at a loggerhead, Mr. Hopkinson used to deny the chairman gas fee vehicle. Anytime I was the town clerk in Linden, Gasper. You hear what I'm telling you? Anytime I was the town clerk in Linden, Sharma Solomon would have known his country. He would have known his country. And you know who instead of, because we used to work in the same place, he would have known his country. But I am glad that you're a bigger person I'm glad that
No,
you're a man of God, that
I would
pass
not
these
do
things
that. I would not do
and
that,
still try
Corey.
to work with you.
I
You
would not do
understand?
that. As a
So,
matter of fact,
mm,
recently I have signed for the mayor to get some new furnishing for his office. Right? I signed on to that. But the pettiness of the politics, this is the petty politics, the petty backyard politics that these people bringing and causing Linden to suffer from, is that they chose not to sign for travelings for me within the 2 months, according to them, of the impasse, that they didn't recognize me. Right? They didn't sign for that. And I got to prove at the meeting, the finance meeting. I went and I proved at the finance meeting, and the mayor said, "All right, you see no problem with the explanation. Go
uh,
ahead and sign." That's what we tell the deputy, who is one of the signatory on the account. And I hope the deputy is listening to this broadcast. He's in America. Let us get away and go to America quick time. Although I told them that the law states that you're supposed to apply first for leave, right, to the council, and the law states that the council may grant leave to the mayor or deputy, right,
okay.
upon their application. But these people, according to the mayor, the last time when I wrote him about it, he said he is the council in the absence of the council. So he made his own decision and give himself approval. Nonetheless, that's small things. The deputy is in America now, and he sent me a missive that he is in America. And the date when he's leaving, he don't left the Sunday, but the date, the letter states that he's leaving from, I think it was the Tuesday, or when, to return whenever, right? And the letter itself to the top is dated the 12th of February. I think it was the 12th of February, 2023.
Mm,
So we gone back in time, right? But don't worry, those are small things. And I hope he's listening. So the deputy decided, after the mayor said, "Go ahead and sign the thing." When the finance people carry the book, the deputy said, "Let the mayor sign it." The mayor made the
you didn't
decision.
afford.
Let the mayor sign it. When they got to the mayor said, "I told the deputy to sign it. I instructed the deputy, let the deputy sign it." So they're playing, you see the petty politics. Nobody is signing it. That also has a 15,000 donation or contribution that we're making to a woman from West Watuka. The
Mm,
lady live in a street, and to access the street, I think it's about 4 or 5 residents also live there.
right.
But it was bad, and she has car and all of that, and she farm. So she had some youths break up some blocks, and she had a truck bring stuff. But she ain't got the truck come passing to offload in the street, so the truck put it on the road, and she asked the council for the bobcat to be used to spread the stuff. That's the council's job. So when she came and explained, we went and we saw the thing. She put $5,000 gas, diesel, something like that in the bobcat, but the bobcat couldn't do the work. It was the bobcat too small for the size of the work. So the lady said, "We're gonna have Masema here. What?" She said they got some people that doing this field, the retrieve ground. She could
Mm, mm,
ask the guy, and he said 14,000 or 15,000 for the 15,000 for an hour for grade the thing.
right.
And the man said it's gonna be about 2 hours. I said, "Man, okay, here what? The council could make a donation of 15,000. We can help you with an hour. You could see if you find the other hour." She said, "No problem." Since then to now, they refuse to sign the lady thing to give her it back. Well, I told the treasurer I can give the lady the money. Forget it. I can give the lady the money, but that's the petty politics. But Cordell, I wouldn't do that. The mayor has to do his work. Let the mayor do his work, and I will sign for his thing. But you know what? Linden continues to suffer because of their actions. I tell you, Sharma, Vanessa, and even Zico, I'm yet to determine what is the contributions to Linden.
Mm,
I am in a council where councillors want to be added on the pool of contractors. I shut that down. No way, conflict of interest. Don't come to me with that. Go to RDC or somewhere else. Do not come asking me to be on contractor pool. Person
yeah.
wants to be hired as handyman in the council that are councillors. And these are the people who trying to throw dirt on other people. If I go so
Bruh,
low, what
stop,
you feel
stop,
gonna
stop,
happen?
stop,
Huh?
stop. A counselor apply to be a handyman,
They
buddy.
want, does it right now with the tongue week. With the tongue week, coordinator, the coordinator is Theodore Adams' son. And the coordinator's name surfaced on a letter applying for the pageant. Now you had 3 persons applying for the teen pageant. But you know what? Outright, the mayor, they decided on the same letter that the coordinator name was on, where Theodore Adams' son and his daughter is on as organizers. And they got that for $50,000. These people now, when you got these 3 or 4 persons, the custom in the council is when you have 3 or 4 persons interested in one thing, they would normally go to a bid. They didn't put it to a bid. They made it a selection. Here what the mayor said. Oh, people could bid and outbid, but you have to look at who have the best interest of the tongue at heart. But this is just talks. His action goes contrary to his words.
Right.
He speaks well and fluent, but his actions is not in sync with his words. So the people who are disenfranchised weren't even given the decency of an excuse to say, okay, these were our criteria, and so we call you, ask you to express, to share what you have, what your ideas were, and that's how we decided that we're going to work with you. No, they didn't have the decency of getting an explanation. And that brings us to the question of the recording. You know, my grandmother used to always say, sorry for Magadag and Magadag turn wrong by you. There was nothing incriminating in that recording, and I would have you play it, and then I'm going to respond to it. Play it, let the people hear. If you're finished downloading it. Play the recording, let
Lavish,
the
right.
people...
They're still considering these 2 young men who would have come in response to this lavish entertainment, although all the explanation was given that there was a kind of a deception. So I don't know where you go from there. You've already paid for your venue, and I see no issue in if you still decide to go with your venue, because they can gotta find something else. There's a or some other place. Because if your place is taken, it's taken. And from what I know, the person who would have called me is, I think, is the CDC chair or Mr. Rename. Oh, what? Yes, he called, but I couldn't have engaged a conversation. So he messaged stating what it was about, and I told him okay. So I guess the only thing I could say is if you all decide to go ahead with your stuff, you just maybe because tongue week takes precedence, you can come in and give something to the committee, but you go ahead because you have to fly out, and you're not giving up your your venue, so your venue remains your venue. They gotta know what they're gonna do. Yeah, yeah. I don't see you made all the efforts. You call, and then it's a situation where this color party was always from who?
Still had last year, like
Yeah.
they maybe had last year. So the by sure, my dog must he's lavish because of park them like you know them also he come like I don't know he come as there, just come and use it there because he was there last year. I think the
And,
year before now he had it too.
and what was the date that you all had decided? Is it third? Is the date
Same
that
Friday night with my night, yeah, with my night.
the 26th? What they got for the white? They got some eh? What do they think with this here?
This is schedule. I just hear them go down and register with the thing.
It's bare nonsense. That's what's going on. Enough behind the scene and under the table drawback don't happen. I know though. Right? So that's all I could tell you. sorry for the position, but yeah, will have to do what you have to do. The council will not deny if your venue is approved and you still intend to um, go ahead, they can't shut it down. They have the legal right to stamp and approve anything from this desk, with or without them. We could deal with the ramification after that they asking for. What was they asking amount? Think it they understand. Because they can contact come and give me you and the other person could figure out where from. The right thing. Date people, that's all they have to do. On the ground, they can have the function on the ground. It's not going to be on the tongue calendar. You are going to do your own promotion, but they could you could still have your thing and you pay the money. The money to the council.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
Gordon. So you hear what was said. This just showed how venomous these people are. It's not so much Lenox Gasper, it's the PPP. That's where the problem is coming. Now, let me give some clarity and narrative. You notice you didn't hear in the other person. I was talking to, I think it's Colin Benjamin.
mm,
I'm certain of the call name, Tall Man. I'm not certain of the last name. All right.
mm,
I could be wrong. I stand corrected. I'm talking to him, trying to help his situation. Mind you, this man said he was not called or contacted while he was out promoting. And the mayor did saw his promotion because I recall the night when we were there talking with persons who would have expressed interest. The mayor kept calling and asking about this pink party, the pink party, but he wasn't seeing anybody for the pink party. I sat right next to the mayor and I heard him call for the pink party. I have the recording because I did my own recording of the meeting that we had that night with the persons who would have expressed interest, and nobody came forward. However,
mm,
when he heard the name Lavish Entertainment, this was the other two guys that came. They said Lavish Entertainment changed to I can't even remember where's the other entertainment, but it was not so. They had broken apart, and apparently they started their own thing. But this guy claimed that he is the CEO for Lavish Entertainment, and so uh, he would have sent in his stuff. Wherever his excuse was, he said he sent it in and it stopped at the security hut, but it never made its way into the council. However, the next night, when we are now trying to ratify who will get what, by this time, I am exhausted. The council is exhausted. That day, I had like 5 meetings, one after the other, back to back. So from since I had breakfast in the morning about 7, I hadn't anything to eat. So by the night, I was really out. Even my staff felt sorry for me because they don't see me bending my head in meetings, looking all worn and wounded.
mm,
So when they asked to leave, because after the hour pass, women need to get a chance to go home and do the lady stuff. And so I acknowledge, they can go, but they couldn't leave with the sight that they saw me in sitting there trying to legalize and legitimize these people operations because they still get to do what they want. I didn't object to anything. They select
mm,
all the people that they wanted, irrespective of what. And the mayor could explain that to all the other people that weren't considered. Let him explain that to them. Irrespective of what, I want to know what is the possible drawback later. All
mm,
right. Anyhow, they asked me if I wanted diamond water. I told them yes, bring it, and that's what really revived me because I had another bottle of water, regular water, but it didn't. But that's what revived me. The man came that night, that second night, and well, that's not the man, it's representative, and the representative explained his story. But because I'm so worn and exhausted, I said, sir, the only thing I could do for you, I hear you, I understand, but the only thing I could do for you is ask the mayor if he will entertain you. The councillors are here. If they entertain you, it's up to them. I can't say I can't do anything else. I will ask them if they will entertain you. I went back in and respectfully did the same. They asked the mayor, will you entertain? This is the guy, the lavish entertainment. Remember, you kept asking about the pink and white party or wherever. I said, the person is out here. He has a whole long story. I didn't even go into the story to explain. I said, will you give the man a chance? Because he want to call the guy overseas, the promoter, and to allow him to think. He said yes. And they gave them a hearing. He made a commitment that they will consider, because he said, oh, he liked the camouflage concept and some Hawaiian concept that was put forward. And another man had another concept, but he decided to forego that because he was more interested in the all black.
Right.
And so now you're having these three people that are interested. However, the man that I was talking to on that recording, he went and paid for the ground. He secured his ground, he secured his artists. But what he was waiting on was the approval by the council.
Right.
But after he didn't get no approval, he reached out to me and I said, man, did you reach? He said, reach out to the mayor, he reached out to whatever. And so he's claiming that he's holding on to the ground irrespective of what. Because he's not, and I said, look, you and the other person, you could work out whatever, right? I could choose to allow you to have your thing as a normal activity, right? Because I cannot sign on to two major activity on the one night of thing. Because according to the contract, it would bring clashes and people could set a bus because this person pulled that crowd at the competing interest. And then they can choose to sue after. And so I was not prepared for that. So I'm like, I'm not signing either way. But I don't know if the guy released it himself, the audio, but he got no. He, as my grandmother says, sorry for Magadag turn wrong by you. I don't know. I am not saying he did. I don't know. I saw several missed calls from him. I'm not interested in any calls right now. When you have situations like these, that is when you take other precautions. So I know he will be listening to this live. I don't hate him. I have nothing against him. I am just not interested in a call right now. If you want to write, put on Facebook, whatever your position is. But I am not interested in a call and a conversation. I do know they have apps where people can record, call, and sometimes they have the one-side recording. And listening to it, I didn't think it was chopped up because we used to edit.
It was cut up.
well, if it was cut up
at the beginning, his speech is cut off.
Yes, right. It was cut up. I didn't get to listen it in depth, right? But whatever it was, they chopped up to keep out the promoter and to just label Gasper as wanting to sell out. But I thought they would have get something that says, hey, come in and pay me this
Give me
money.
$1 million.
Oh,
and
yeah.
There's not PNC time, so they ain't gonna get that.
So I don't know. They try with the 345. It is in the council's general account. They didn't pay it to the town clerk's desk. So they didn't get it. They decide to go and get this recorded and patch it up together. And now they're trying to put me against the man or what? I don't know. But I'm not against Mr. Colin Beltalman. He is a promoter and he did what he had to do to secure his thing. At the end, I end up sorting out that matter with them, I called, the other promoters came in, I called my staff as witness, and I called the man on the line and had them decide on a day who can take which day and what will happen. I end up going against the same tall man. Respectfully, and again, Courdel, according to principle. I said to Talman, I said, sir, I am not responsible for your letter not reaching into the council. But this is the council's choice. That's the person that they are going to go with. We can try to argue for you. That's myself and the coordinator. Could try to argue for you another date. We could give you the 29th or whatever. But remember, the difficulty can be for him to change with his artists. And so I even end up telling him, after he called me outside of the discussion with everyone here to resolve the matter, he called me privately to say he can't take the 29th because he didn't get to change his date with the promoter, with the artist. And so I said, look, I can't do anything at this point. You have already come to an agreement. I sign on to these guys for the 3rd. What you can do is, since you have already booked the artists, sell the artists to them because they ain't got no artists. So let them use the same artists for the 3rd, and they will have to pay you or give you something, a cut for your money. Because
Exactly.
I had the same guy from Cushamborg, Oates, whose name I called on the thing, Dion Baines, right? I called his name on the recording. But he reached out to me because he didn't want no confusion and no legal issue. You understand? And so that is why he reached out to me. And right away, I called him, he knew, and so he was prepared to give the guy back his money too. But we know that the matter was sorted. But these people are so out for creating this problem with gospel. And not so much because of gospel as a person, but because of gospel, because he chose to support the PVP.
Yeah, gospel left them in the pressure with a bunch of stupid people in Linden that they got to deal with.
Eh? Let me
I'm
say this,
glad that you
Cardell,
explained what's
before we
going on
go.
over here and bring clarity to this situation.
My
That is
intention, though,
important because
yeah,
these
my
people are trying
intention,
to push their own narrative. And sometimes it's so far-fetched that even regular people can't believe it. But it's always good to have somebody to come out there and share the truth about what's going on. And I say, I cannot see how you as a Lindener will not have the best interest of Lindeners at heart. I mean, how that making sense?
one of the things I wanted to say is that my intentions um, are to be performance based and delivery oriented. Ever since I've been appointed and gotten on the ground, it is about trying my best to execute on council's decision, to fulfill on the administration responsibilities and mandate, and to strive my best to keep to meeting the basic obligation of service of the council to the people. And all I've been met with in between that was resistance. I want to say the councillors need to take a check of themselves. The meetings are going long, way long. It is unfair to the administrative staff to sit in meetings that's supposed to be 2 hours or 1 hour, that going for 4 hours, 6 hours, and 8 hours talking nonsense.
City Hall,
Wrong and wrong, wrong and wrong in circles, right? By a bunch of people who got no training in municipal matter. I've never done or seen a budget. Because up to now, they ain't give me the tongue week budget, but they're asking for loan. Let me talk about the loan, Cardell. They ask for a loan. And I sent you a document with the loan for the past 7 years that I would have asked the treasurer to send to me. They're asking for a loan. And I said to them, I need equity for this loan because you didn't present to me a budget. You didn't present to me a list of activities. You didn't let me know who are your sponsors. I don't know. I don't have a plan. I don't have nothing, but I'm going to give you public funds to start your program rolling. I said, no, I am the accounting officer. No counselor don't go to jail. It's a tongue clerk. No counselor don't walk up the court step for ask questions. It's a tongue clerk. You understand? I said, I need some surety. Equity. Go out, get your sponsors or get people to sign on, come on board, get your stuff together, start doing what you got to do. And I'm going to try to match that and give it ascend into your request. The mayor made me to understand that I can't make up the law as I go along. It is precedent that the town clerk or the thing at the council, the town clerk office give loan, and the treasurer conform it, and so I got to give the loan. And they ain't giving no equity until I could show him in writing. They ain't giving no he ain't looking for no equity, nothing. I gotta show you it in writing. And then he didn't just say that. He decided to let the council vote because it's a decision. Once the council vote is a decision of the council. So we got to bind it. And we can go with this. Now, I said, Mr. Mayor, before you go to the vote, let me just say, there is not, the vote is not legal. You cannot have that happen. But Um, I'm stating you gotta get the equity. Well, until you could show in writing, that's it, and they decide to go ahead. Clerk, we hear you. So your objection is noted, but we're voting, Councillor, and the man go ahead with his vote that I give him. Well, I went and searched the law because I got to show you in writing. And I decided to write him a missive.
Uh,
The law states, now while I was talking to the mayor, I know it's in the law, but I didn't go to the law to read extensively. I was willing to listen to the council and try to address it because I know the system that the treasurer would have explained to me is that once all monies is supposed to pass through the council, once the money start coming in, we will take it out to put it back into the account. All right, fine. I good. I don't understand. Once it's clear, I could go with it. When I go to the law said, no, you can't do that. You have to get permission from the minister. This is a budgetary agency and this is public funds. You can't do that. I ain't just stop at the 2801, section 146 on the finance. Mr. Mayor, I decide to go to the fiscal and the FMAA, Fiscal Management and Accountability Act.
right.
Again, that states you got to get permission from the minister for the loan. I asked the treasurer, I said, for the past 7 years, pull the records. Let me see how many loans was given to council, to the secretariat to deal with it. Look at it there. 2017, they got a 3 million. It was not according to principle or according to law, but the consideration of the administration in helping the process went ahead and it was repaid. And look at it there in 2023. No other time was there any loan given. So Tongwe could go off without the loan. Tongwe could go on without the loan, and Tongwe will go on without the loan. But you know what he did in the meeting? The statutory tried to appeal to the public, and how somebody donate 100,000, a councillor donate 100,000 to the project and to the Tongwe, and we are going to raise our money from the people. But here, let me say this. When the rubber hits the road and it's all said and done, all money raised under the auspices of the town council, it must pass through the treasury.
Yeah.
It must come to the cashier. So I hope they make sure they keep their hands clean. Because this town clerk, when the tongue week is over, will make sure that the public see what came in, what was made, what was paid, what was done.
Gasper, I want to encourage you to continue the good work and don't let these people intimidate or deter you or bring you into any disrepute, sir. Because as you said, the accounting officers, the person, all the PAC, you don't see no minister, the PAC is the PS.
And the thing is, it is 2 years. Yeah, man, it's 2 years in jail or $2 million fine. If you know, 2 years in jail. Me, Gasper, in jail. Me even want a day.
Man,
Me even want a day.
I agree with you, man. I like to thank you for being on this morning.
Yeah, man.
Again, keep up the good fight. We overtime, but we start late, and I got some other things I want to deal with.
Yeah, just let the people know Tongue Week will go on. Come in.
Right.
Come. Tongue Week is bigger than Lenox Gasper. Tongue Week is bigger than the mayor. Tongue Week is bigger than this 5th council. Tongue Week will go on. Just follow the law. Follow the principle. Obtain your permits. And let us work together to get the Tongue Week. I stand in the way of the Tongue Week. Is the people's time? Is the people weak? Let the people have the week. Right? I'm not playing politics neither, Mr. Mayor. I am standing on principle. And that's where you gotta come, let's deal with principle. All right? God bless you, people. Thank you for listening.
Keep up the good fight, Gasper. You can see me up there for the Tongue Week. Have a good day,
yeah,
brother.
Man. I'm trying to get accommodations.
All the gun. Guys, that was Lenox Gasper there, town clerk for the Linden municipality. We ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. We not done yet. We had to let Gasper deal with that situation and make it clear, because Sharma Solomon, although he's a little sick looking, the boy got a lot of spirit. He's a force. You understand? And when they got worries like Vanessa Kissoon behind you, they could try, and mind you, I said try to derail any process. But let me tell them something. Sharma Solomon, the deputy mayor, Vanessa Kissoon, all of them. Lenox Gasper may be short, but his story is very long. So y'all try it with he. Y'all try it. Try all the antics. Let me see how it's going to work out for you. You understand me? Let me see how it's going to work out for you. Let me move on to another mayor. You understand me? Let us move on to another mayor. This guy here has taken the award from Annette Ferguson as the biggest hypocrite in the country of Guyana. This man, Alfred Mentor, the current mayor for the capital city, is the biggest hypocrite you could find in this country. So I gave you all a prelude or at the starting of the program. So yesterday, and rightly like Lenox Gasper said, the statutory in tongue is 5 to 6 hours of discussing absolutely nothing that impacts the citizens. Yesterday, I can confirm to you all that no decisions were made in the interest of the citizens of this capital city. Nothing that would benefit them. Right? There was a period where the mayor was trying to, in my view, belittle the city engineer. Right? Belittle the city engineer. And despite the explanation given, he's still trying to berate the man. So he's asking about the service of a cease and desist on the construction on the Carfest Avenue. So as I was saying to y'all earlier, the city engineer got up and said, based on all the documents he saw in relation to ownership, in relation to not just the back page alone of the transport that the mayor presents at the council don't own the property. That's what the city engineer said. Now this guy, and remember some of these PNC people, they're good with words. So he started a long rant. Well, not a rant. You got to see he dancing around the response to the city engineer to say, well, despite all of that, right? Despite all the evidence that you, the city engineer, would have went and checked. And before he said that, he said to the gentleman, are you basing this off the submissions of the Guyana Lands and Survey? Who else is he supposed to base it off of? When they go to the court and the court asks for the documents of the land, where do the court getting the documents from? Your backyard mayor Mentor or the Lands and Survey? The body who in charge of regulating lands and leasing lands in this country. So the city engineer said, man, this thing belong to we. And based on that, also, I went and I see nobody there. So works in ongoing. The mayor said, based on the process, there is no application to City Hall for the construction. City Hall doesn't know anything in relation to it. They didn't get no permission, nothing. On those grounds, the city engineer must go and issue this cease and desist and take a photo and submit it to his office. As I said to you earlier, Councillor Stephen Jacobs got up and said, okay, could you, through the city engineer, Mr. Mayor, provide us with any process, letter of request, approval of an application, granting of a building permit, anything in relation to that foolishness that we got on Homestretch Avenue called a Durban Park. Now this hypocrite, now he can overlook, and mind you, I think he was on the council when Durban Park was built, you know. I gotta check. I ain't gonna lose that one out the while. So he is willing to stop the development of a resort that will employ hundreds, maybe thousands of Guyanese. Right? This facility will be paying some sort of rates and taxes. So this is generating income for the mayor and city council. Out of 4 garbage trucks, 3 walk in. One of them trucks could remove waste from that resort in a contract, you know, say, hey, y'all operating in the city, we gonna take on moving away the garbage from the resort. Y'all pay with the fees or whatever it is, generating income for the municipality. But this guy is only interested in stymie progress in the capital city, because even the section of the capital city that he lives in did not vote for him. And I will keep mentioning that, Mayor Mentor, because they did not vote for you, right? Alfonso de Armas, mayor, he beat you. He should be the mayor. He should be the mayor because he beat you. So the mere fact that you are going to overlook the fact that Durban Park that generates nothing for the city can't even go and use it to do nothing. No application, no approval, nothing of the sort. And you running down the resort. You, just like the GTU, need to fix what y'all got going on internally. That is what y'all need to do. Fix what you have going on internally. Listen, old people used to say, don't look at the splint in my eye and left out the plank in yours. Mr. Mayor, I am saying you have is what it's called this when you cut down them trees to make the boards, dress lumber or something. Sir, your plank in your eye ain't even cut. It's the whole tree with the roots, leaves, everything. Green heart or purple heart. Big in your eye. So could you imagine the IT system to record your taxes when you pay it in working? He worried about resort. The mayor does not have a clear, the mayor and councillors do not have a clear idea of all the assets owned by City Hall. And he worrying with resort. The mayor and city council owe NIS, I think it's over $1 billion. Owe NIS almost $1 billion or just over $1 billion. They can't pay that. And he worrying about resort. Right? He is worrying about resort. See, these people call him and look at the thing come out of the live. Right. He worrying about resort. They can't pick up the garbage in the city. He worrying about resort. They can't do no roads in the city. He worrying about resort. This mayor, I am saying to you, sir, your actions yesterday in relation to this resort matter, right, shows clearly that you are there to stymie the progress of this city. Your party that you represent, that you sit at the press conference every week to show people that you are not representing Georgetown citizens. You're representing citizens that vote PNC. And I can't even say citizens that vote for you. Citizens that vote PNC. So at the end of the day, just like the GTU matter, we await, because the mayor made it clear yesterday that he going and the mayor, the council will move to litigate this matter. They litigate Durban Park, but they litigating this. Another joke for y'all. So you remember we heard the other day that a team from PNC went to Ghana to get funds. So the mayor now telling the council yesterday he got invited to Ghana, right? to inspect markets or some stupidness to the sort. So the council's like, so they didn't invite the engineer. Oh, you was an engineer? Where you going? They invite me, and then the next trip they will include councilors and engineer. Where you going for? They going to beg for money. They're going to beg for money. Nobody in Guyana donating to the PNC. How you gonna donate to nothing? You're gonna share your money up in the air? Huh? Y'all can imagine if a rumor was spread that the PNC giving out business grant. Y'all can imagine if a rumor was being spread that the PNC giving out business grant. Not a soul would have shown up at Congress Place. Not a soul would have shown up at Congress Place. And they got all the grounds to accommodate them not to block off the road. Remember Freedom House on Ralph Street in the heart of the city? Y'all see people who go there off of a rumor. You know why those people came out there at Freedom House when they hear that rumor? Because they know that once PVP involved, most likely something will happen for them. Right? They realize that if somebody said PVP gonna do this, most likely 90%, 95%, they can get it done. So if they hear a rumor that cash grant or business grant given out at Freedom House, they're gonna run down there because in their mind, 90% of the things that they heard or promises made by the People's Progressive Party, they have fulfilled. So me a mentor, anytime anybody spread a rumor like that about Congress Place, or be any sons alone in there. Not even you gonna go, because you know better. Because they can send you to Ghana to get funds. You got funds to give away. You go even inspect market. Do you know about market? You're an engineer? What is your profession, sir? You may be, I don't know. What's your profession? You're selling the clerk market. You're selling the city. And what are you going to do? Oh, wow, y'all build this market so nice. It looks so lovely. You know anything about H-beam and support instruction. What you're going to do? So like the councillors told you yesterday, you going on a little vacation. If you were responsible, you won't worry about the resort on Carifesta. You would worry about that structure behind Stabrook Market that's falling in on itself. And it's a hazard to the people who are operating there. That's what you would have been worried about. You would have been worried about maintaining the seawall area and maintaining these public spaces that fall under your purview, you and your councilors' purview. Right? So, Mr. Mentor, I am asking you to turn a new leaf. Stop the foolishness. Right? Stop the foolishness. And I'm asking you to request of the engineer to provide to Mr. Jacobs the processes that you're demanding now. And you can't be a hypocrite in the same meeting. This man literally said there must be one law for the citizens, one law for the government, one law for City Hall, one law for investors. So what happened to the law for Durban Park? The only thing, I can't even say of significance, the only thing built by the PNC. What happened to Durban Park? We supposed to got some kind of thing for the man. You didn't know about processes then. You didn't know who to own the land and all that stuff then. Another surprise I got yesterday. Travis Ellis buy a new suit. This is the guy representing Charlestown. Travis Ellis buy a new suit. I was like, thank God. Well, I think he buy it quite big. Somebody probably sent it for you or something. The suit big. But the buy look different. Because literally every time I go statutory, it's the same thing he got on. Same thing. So I was glad that he got his stipend from council and was able to clear whatever box or barrel it came in. You understand? And wear something different. Now, lo and behold, Travis Ellis is, I can't remember the name of the committee, but they're in charge of looking over the cemetery or something. Y'all see why the cemetery in the condition it's in, La Repentier? Y'all see why the cemetery is in the condition it's in? I repeat to you, Travis Ellis, bumbling, stumbling fool, has nothing to offer the council. Even yesterday when he get up to make representative of the committee that he is cheering, these people mad. They put Travis Ellis to chair a committee. But hey, the guy bring Norton as their leader, so what we gonna do? What we gonna do? A complete waste. Now, the guy got on a mask. Well, I know they got a little cold or fluting going around. He in projector saying here and we saying and talking beer nonsense. So, apparently, the councillors wants the committee to start burying people on the landfill that used to be the dump site that used to be at the back of the dump site at the back of the Repentier there. That is the proposal to the council, or one of them, to start building on burying people on in the garbage that settled there. Right? The engineer now, or what's the city engineer or somebody else? That's enough of them are the admin staff that I really know the title. I'm learning them. So the guy said, man, they did some research and you could use this dump site 10 years after the fact. So the methane would have moved out to the area and that kind of thing. But oh God, you can bury people, family upon garbage. Oh, we serious? Garbage. My mentor also yesterday tried to attack former Mayor Chase Green because she spoke of a visit that they did to board that highlighted the issues there. You understand? This banner won't even take himself and go and do that walkabout like that. These guys are only interested in photo opportunities. That's all they're concerned about. Taking a picture and looking nice. I'm the mayor. I'm the mayor. That's all they're interested in. But when it comes to actually doing the work, producing, you can't depend on them for that. The statutory was supposed to start at 1, the mayor minutes to 2, them kind of thing. So that he don't even have respect for your own councillors. He don't even have respect for his own councillors. Look, I don't know what we're going to do about City Hall. I really don't know what we're going to do about City Hall. But we seem to be having these problems in municipalities that are heavily controlled by these PNC operatives. Right? I saw a piece of a clip with a man talking some madness on Globespan last night. I had a guess. I couldn't deal with him. So I said, I left it alone. But this guy I had to touch on. This banner me a mentor. This banner, hey, I could have dropped down in the statutory yesterday. You understand? He want to go and do these walkabouts. But when the mayor and the councillors talk about the stagnant water and the this and the that, that's the same market we're going to rebuild. When? When, sir? When? I remember when Granger was president. They had a big cleanup at border market there. They close the market, they move everybody, they got them drain out and anything. That was supposed to be the catalyst for this 2-level border green that they were going to build and all kind of thing. With that, continued unfulfilled promises by the opposition. This guy cannot tell you anything that he has implemented in the city to benefit the smallest to the oldest citizen. The current chief citizen of the capital city that nobody voted for. is now taking us down a path to stymie the growth of this capital city. Right? Folks, I can take my leave now. I couldn't let me a mentor pass without me abusing you a little bit, and especially Travis Ellis. Especially Travis Ellis. Travis Ellis, you should resign from the council. Hear me? You should resign. Give somebody else a chance. Give somebody with a piece of a brain a chance to represent the Charlestown Boystown area. I guess is the area represented. You understand me? Give somebody else a chance. Travis Ellis, you are a waste. Complete waste. Charlestown will see no benefits. Thank you. I forget this. I loved it when the former mayor had to tell one of the councillors to have a seat and learn what's going on. People like Travis Ellis come in there with nothing to offer. Nothing at all. Anyway, tomorrow, guys, we're back at it again. Hopefully we got light. We're gonna have after the Prime Minister representative Earing Ward on the program, and he'll be taking us through the paces of what's going on in Bartica. So Monday we were in town. We had Councillor Jacobs and the Armas. Today we were in Linden with town clerk Lenox Gasper, and tomorrow we're going to be heading to Bartica to talk with OPM representative Earing Ward as it relates to what's been happening up there and also what has been happening at the town council level up there as well. So Bartica has seen a plethora of new roads being constructed and rehabilitated. There's a housing scheme that is taking shape up there, the solar farm initiative, the solar panel distribution. All these things we'll be hearing about and more from Mr. Earing Ward tomorrow, right here from 8 to 9 a.m. What else did I have to add? No. Oh, Thursday, we're going to be having Councillor Stephanie Nelson Moore. She is the representative from the Mocha Arcadia area. The Mocha Arcadia area, and she'll be telling us what's going on in there as well. A lot of development and a lot of hypocrisy by some of these PNC councillors in there too. Imagine from having no PPPC councillor to having one, and you're getting road, drainage works, your field getting reduced, your community center ground getting reduced, basketball court, Burnham Drive. They ain't even want to fix the road that name after the founder. That's how they're worthless, right? That's how these people worthless. Anyway, folks, I can take my leave here. Was wonderful being here with you this morning. Again, I apologize for the whole blackout situation. I get one call. I can take it. Morning call, you're live.
Talk about the girl last night on Globe Span.
Tomorrow I got Mr. Ward tomorrow. Somebody got go overtime.
Stupidness what the woman was talking last night.
Pardon, I heard it and I'm gonna deal with it. But as God let these people get off the program first before I don't want to bring them into my abuse sessions. So after Mr. Ward tomorrow, we can look at a manzo.
All right, thanks.
Good. Y'all know a manzo. Oh God, we about it a manzo for you know a manzo. Yes. I think your assessment is a little scared. We didn't contest in certain areas, so the PPP saying that they won. So listen to me, right? Me and you contesting in 10 different subject areas. Let me say school, 10 different subject areas. And matter of fact, no. So I am writing 10 subjects. You are writing 5 subjects. I pass all 10. You pass all 5. does it mean that because you didn't write 10 subjects, we're on the same level? I passed more subjects than you. So Manza, even if you didn't contest in areas where the PVP won, they still win it. They win more areas than you. That plain and simple. They won more areas than you. But we can deal with that tomorrow. Y'all have a good day. Y'all have a good day. Do not worry with a man's and the nonsense. They will always try to tell you foolishness to make it seem like
I don't do politics. Just get jacket,
right? They can always tell you stupidness to make you feel like you're stupid. But remember, you have a brain, use it, use logic, and don't let the PNC them set you up with the nonsense. They on another level. They stupid is the new kind. Stupid 4.2. Hear me? 4.2, the newest version of stupidity. Anyway, guys, I'm rolling out to here. I want to tell you all, as I usually do before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one Guyana.
Yo, nobody not selling out. We talking facts. Facts we dealing with. Nobody not selling out. We talking facts. I've been to Guyana, man. I have to go back. The way out the country looking, man, they left me shocked. Who's ever in charge? Them put we on the map. The men them look healthy. The girls them look hot. I went to a meeting. I don't know if chicken curry. Them Guyanese eating, man. The government working. 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 This one's for them haters. For them haters who attacking Guyana. Guyana, show them your little finger. Little finger, show them your little finger. Little finger, show them the 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 little finger. The government working. The government working. The government working.